I'm going to combine this with this to create a real smoking ghost trap. This is a miniature smoke machine that I got from Etsy. My plan is to modify a Spirit Halloween ghost trap to put this inside it. But first, we need to swap this trap with one I prepared earlier, pimped out with updated paneling, upgraded lights, switches, and a control port. Now, you don't have to make all these changes to your trap, but if you do want to know how I did, there's a whole step-by-step video in the link above that explains it all. In order for this smoke machine to work, it has to be connected to a switch. And I'm going to connect that switch through this port here. Now, like I said, you don't have to do that. You can run your cable or put your switch wherever you want. That's just how I'm planning to do it. So I've created this cable that plugs into this socket that runs to this connector into which I plug the smoke machine.
Back off, man. I'm a scientist.
So that's smoking very well. The challenge is that when you hit the smoke button, the smoke kind of sits in the trough. See how much of it is just kind of sitting in there? It fills the base there and doesn't really come out very easily. And if you shut the trap doors, nothing comes out at all. So I'm going to have to come up with an alternative. This is my solution. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but it's a pipe with little holes all the way along it. And the idea that is that I'm going to place this into the piece of the smoke machine that generates the smoke, and then hopefully the smoke should come out of those little holes. Well, that is a lot better. And the smoke is rising in the air, which is exactly what we need. The challenge, however, is going to be positioning this exactly in between these two doors. After a lot of fiddling, failing again, and then using black electrical tape to roughly hold things in place, I finally managed to get things to line up. I'm happy with that, it's a lot better, but I can't open the doors on the trap. Only one opens now. So, and I would love to be able to turn the lights on like this and have the trap open and smoke come out with the green light. And obviously inside there, it's a right old mess. So I need to rethink how I'm going to do this. I need to create something that will hold that pipe in place and allow the trap doors to open and have it still look super cool. So the first template is done. And if you've watched some of my build videos before, this is a very quick way for me to test if the size of what I've created actually works in real life. Before I've cut it out of wood or something else that takes longer, just using a bit of craft paper is a great way to test. Just a tiny bit too big, so I'm going to shave a couple of millimeters off on either side, and then I think that should be good, and I'm going to try printing it. And then in order to hold it in place, I'm going to create two 3D printed ledges that go here and here, so it will stay in position. That's the plan. Oh, I need to check if the pipe fits. The other thing I think I need to do is create some cross pieces on here inside this, because I think it's going to be too structurally weak without that. I've made it just a little bit too small, but I like that. I think that's going to work, and the pipe will fit in it. That's going to look a lot cooler as a thing to put in the trap when it opens. I'm going to tweak the size of this, and then I think I'm going to commit to printing this with proper stuff. That has come out great. Just need to do a little bit of cleaning up. And then I'm going to spray that black, and it fits perfectly. Look at that. So good. So I've finished this, which I'm very pleased with, and I've 3D printed these two little, what I'm going to call shelves. They will go in here and hold up the piece I've just made. Okay, there is a problem with my design. Trying to fix this with screws into here with no direct angle for drilling or screwing is becoming a nightmare. So, as great as it is, I think this isn't going to work. But here's my problem. Whatever I build can't block this light here and has to kind of sit in this space. It's always these simple things. You know, it makes sense that what I've designed would work. But because I literally can't get my hand into that space and I can't drill or screw into that space, it's not going to work.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
I've thrown together a couple of supports made with the laser cutter, and I'm going to see if this will work. It's working, which is great. I think I'm going to spray those now. I like that. I'm very, very happy with that, in fact. You know, it's got a bit of left and right movement on it. Maybe I might need some supports in there. That's easy to achieve. Very pleased. So now I can move on to putting the piping in. Well, after some fiddling, I think I've got it to work. And heating up that pipe so it was more malleable really, really helped. So, yeah. And I'm pleased with how it looks inside. I think it looks much better than it did. So loud. So now it's smoking and looking great inside, I really want more smoke. And to find out how I do that, you'll want to watch this next video that will be right here when it's published.